Hey, what's going on, everybody? David here, back again with another video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some video game stuff from Project Retro Games. You might remember that I've done a video in the past for their amazing release of this Resident Evil collection for PlayStation 1. Fantastic. Essentially, what they do is they take fan translations, fan-made versions of certain games, and they'll release them in physical form with premium packaging, mind you. I loved their release of Resident Evil so much. It's so impressive what they've done. And so I started frequenting their website lately, and I saw that they put out another Resident Evil title. So of course I had to pick it up. And I let the dude know. I'm like, hey man, I like, just, I'm picking this up. It's like I've been waiting, and I can't wait to check it out. And that's for Resident Evil 0 right here on PlayStation 1 in the long box, which is really cool. I love this so much. Resident Evil 0 is a very it was a unique take on Resident Evil, because you had the back and forth switch out with characters, and I thought it was so cool. So originally, if you guys don't know, Resident Evil 0 was supposed to be done on Nintendo 64, and it was done in a way where it looked like the typical Resident Evil game that we remember from, like, 1, 2, 3 on the PlayStation, with those kind of graphics. And they decided to scrap it and then remake it, and it got released on the GameCube. So you're probably more familiar with the GameCube version of it. Well, Project Retro Games and their team of people, there's a lot of people involved in making these releases, and big shout out to each and every person out there, each and every one of them that had part in putting this together, because, like I said, very impressive just by looking at it. I love the look of it, and the aspect of it just being in a long box is very nostalgic for me. So that's really cool. And but they went ahead and released this in the DEmake form instead of the remake form. It's the DEmake. So essentially what you're getting is the original vision of what Resident Evil 0 should have been, essentially. And it's really cool to be able to pop this in to a PlayStation. It does have to be modded, mind you, and to be able to play Resident Evil 0 this way. Now, as far as I know, it is the full game. I'm not 100% though, so don't quote me on that, because I know that there's different, builds of it out there. I'm not 100% certain if it's been complete or not, but I don't care. I went ahead, I had to pick this up, just because it's so unique looking. It's so really cool looking. And again, I can appreciate the workmanship that went into this. And here goes the back here. So in case you guys want to see what it kind of looks like, look, as you can see there. I mean, very nostalgic. It throws you back. It's a big throwback to the old Resident Evil games. And it looks straight up. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And then even have the spine there. It says Resident Evil 0 DEmake. Again, they do such a great quality job on the stuff that I'm pretty floored by it. And then I should have waited, but I was like, you know what? I have to have this one. I should have waited, because they do have out like another Resident Evil set that I'm going to have to pick up at some point soon. And that includes Resident Evil Outbreak, does include the DEmake as well, but and then Resident Evil 1.5, I believe, in this kind of box set. And it's only 3 titles instead of 5 like this one. I'm gonna have to get that one at some point. But I was like, you know what? I don't even care if I have to double dip on Resident Evil Zero. Having it in the long box is cool, you know, in itself. So I'm gonna unbox this really quick, and then as you can see there, their logo right there, Project Retro Games. Really cool. Oh my god! Like it's a different kind of feeling, to be honest. And then opening it up just like you would a classic long box case. And it's so cool. It does have full manual. Do you see there? I mean, it's pretty impressive. The DEmake version, Project Retro Games. I'm gonna put links to their shop down in the description below, and their social media and stuff like that as well. Because for one, they put out great stuff. That's first and foremost. That's my biggest thing. Put out a quality product, you have a customer for life. And two, I started getting to know the guy. He's a really great dude. He's really cool. And I consider him a buddy now, you know? And so anyway, this is really impressive. I mean, it gets me excited seeing something like this because it's so neat. And then it comes in, as you can see there, the usual case. It does have this foam piece in there to keep the disc from flying around. And then here we have the disc here for Resident Evil Zero DEmake. Look at that beautiful disc art. Awesome. So good. And just so that way you don't feel like, you know, you're getting swindled or anything like that, or like, oh, that's just a, you know, a bootleg copy or whatever. They do, just so you know, just so that way there's no hiding it, there's no trickery. There's their logo right there, Project Retro Games. Fantastic. And even better, this isn't just some burned game or anything like that. It's an actual PlayStation, like, pressed game. Like, as you can see there. Really cool. So, again, I cannot wait. Like, I'm going to take some time out right now in a minute and pop this in, because something like this doesn't come around very often. And I love unique releases like this. So, like I said, companies that do this sort of thing, like, we're not getting them as often. And I love to support and you know, wave the flag for any company that does unique stuff like this, unique entertainment, whether it be movies, video games, just art in general. I mean, this is really cool. And to be perfectly 100% honest, for it being like, I don't want to say a custom made thing, but something where you could tell a lot of care and heart has been put into this, but and effort has been put into this, that it's not badly priced at all. Like, all their releases are priced pretty reasonable. I mean, they have other stuff on there that kind of blows my mind too. They have like Sega CD stuff, Neo Geo CD. I mean, it's kind of crazy. And like I said, they'll always have my support. They're putting out great stuff, and I cannot wait to see what else they have in store. I want to say, I think he did tell me that there could be some Legend of Zelda stuff coming down the road at some point. So if so, I'm really excited. Now, with that said, he also surprised me and included some other stuff in the shipment. And that was pretty cool of him. And dude, thank you for including this stuff. It's pretty unique. And I think you guys are probably going to think the same. So I remember this game. I remember hearing about this game, I'll say. I've never really played it because I'm not a big RPG guy. But I do remember this being one of the RPGs out there that I was interested in playing. Never got a chance to play it. And I started kind of looking into this game, and it brought back a lot of memories of me not being able to play this game. And that's Tales of Fantasia. Like, this was a big surprise. I just think this is really cool, and I had to do some more reading on it and how it really played, and I'm excited. I am so excited to check this out. This was released, I believe, on the Super Famicom, and as far as I know, this was a Japanese release, and this is translated to English by Project Retro Games and the team over there, and this is the PlayStation. They had a PlayStation port, and it was Japanese exclusive. So they translated it and made it available outside of Japan. So very, very cool. In the same long box packaging. So really nice. And I'm going to open this up in a minute. But then I was also surprised to see it included the 4-episode anime on VHS with it in custom packaging. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the stuff that I feel like, these things like this, that you could tell there's a lot of effort, and care put into something like this. Because I mean, literally, it's all custom artwork, for it. Like the box and everything has their seal right there. An Adventure, Mystic, and Incredible now on VHS. So I did reach out to him about this, and I asked him, I was like, so what is this, man? He did tell me that essentially this is an HD VHS. So I was very curious, and I had to pop it in to check out what he was talking about. So essentially, an HD version of this anime transported to VHS. And I was like, okay, I got to check it out for myself. I popped it in. Like, it's kind of crazy that I'm watching an HD VHS. It looks pretty great. The colors pop like pretty awesomely. And just the feel of an aspect of putting in a VHS tape in 2024 and watching an anime is pretty awesome. I know there's a lot of people out there that do it already still, but it's been a while for me. And it was pretty cool. As you can see here, two VHSs. So, and does have labels on them as well, which is really cool. And then you have the labels on the back, so that way you know which ones you're watching. Tales of Fantasia animation, episodes 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. So this is really cool. And again, I'm always about like the extras and knickknacks and things like that with a release. So when that's being, done and put together, it makes it that much more like unique and that much more, I guess, in the realm of well, like I keep saying, a lot of care is put in. It's really cool to see that. And then let's go ahead and pop this open really quick so I can take a look. And it's, again, the nostalgia is like hitting like crazy. More so, again, because of the long boxes. I love the unique take on this and the choice to release some games in this form. It's super cool. And here we have the booklet here. Full color, nicely printed booklet. Awesome. Look at that. Oh, dude. It's pretty amazing. Crazy. Love it. All the characters there. And then you have the status screens and the battle menu. This is really neat, man. And then your typical notes section that you would see in all game manuals, and then boom, their logo there, Project Retro Games. So again, big shout out to them, man. They really outdid themselves once again. Like I can't say that enough. And then look at this artwork here. The disc art there is so cool. Man, I love that. And then boom, no confusion, Project Retro Games. Nice pressed PlayStation disc. Fantastic. I am honestly at a loss for words at how crazily cool this is. And then it doesn't even end there. He also included something, and he let me know also. He also included Clock Tower. And this, I have not played Clock Tower in a very long time. But I remember back in the day playing it, and I thought this was so fun. It's a survival horror game. A lot of it was like point and click back in the day. And this particular one never got a... this is a Japanese exclusive as well, I believe. And they translated it and put it on a PlayStation disc. So this is really cool. But what he also included, and I did not know, was a movie with it as well. And let me see here. And it's Dario Argento's Phenomena, which I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember Phenomena, you know. And he made mention that this movie is what inspired Clock Tower. So I was like, oh my god, how did I not know that? Like, Dario Argento is one of my favorite like horror directors, and I had no clue. So I started doing a little bit digging on it as well as some research. I was like, sure enough, yeah. Like, I mean, if you really start like kind of looking at it, the characters look very similar. And the premise is fairly similar as well. So this was kind of like, I'm putting two and two together, and I'm like, wow, okay, this dude, he like made the perfect pick to just throw in something that, you know, that I would dig. And so cool, again, in this long box format. Really nice. Like, I cannot wait. Yep, I'm looking at the screenshots in the back. That is the clock tower that I remember. That type. Man. And I want to say that maybe I might have played a translated version at some point. I highly doubt that it was this one. Because, you know, fan translations happen all the time. But there's various versions out there. So I highly doubt that I played this one specifically. But I want to say that I think I did. Or I might have played it on an emulator somewhere down the road. But again, I don't own any Clock Tower games. I've played them before. And to have this in my hand is pretty cool. It feels pretty cool. So another look at the artwork here in the front. And it says Clock Tower, the First Fear Translation. And in the back, take another look at the back there. Really cool. Love that. All right, so let's pop this open. And then, oh, it comes with a poster. Nice. That is cool. I love that. That is really cool. This is totally frameable. I love that. I dig it. I'm going to have to straighten it out though. But really cool. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at the booklet here. Here goes to the front. And again, the controls, stuff like that. I mean, just the attention to detail like that is pretty insane to me. And I think it's really, really nice to have something like this. And then all the characters are there as well. Cool, man. And then there's even development notes here. If you guys want to pause that and check that out, that's really cool. But man, and then again, the notes section and Project Retro Games right there. And then here we have the disc for Clock Tower, the First Sphere. Really nice disc art there. And even, you know, a nicely pressed PlayStation disc there. But something like that, I mean, if they didn't care, they didn't care about making it look nice or anything like that, they just wanted to put it out, they could easily do that. But they're taking the time and effort to make nice packaging, you know, with some disc art included. If you guys know me and my, you know, whenever I unbox movies and stuff like that, obviously, one of my biggest things is I love disc art. It's okay if it's not there half the time, but especially if it's a video game, you gotta have some nice disc art, you know. And all the releases that Project Retro Games has put out so far, that I've received, that I've gotten, each and every one of them has beautiful disc art. Now I'm gonna be having to get a Sega CD and a Neo Geo CD. I'm probably gonna get a Polymega at some point. Me and my buddy had talked about it a little bit, and it's because I'm really excited to see and venture out into like the Sega CD stuff that they put out, the Neo Geo CD that they stuff that they put out, TurboGrafx stuff. They have an array of retro stuff that they put out, and a lot of it is really nice quality work that's put in. And I'm not just like BSing, you know, BSing you guys. They really do put a lot of care and a lot of heart, a lot of effort into what they do, and that's what I appreciate the most about that company. Project Retro Games. There will be links down in the description below, so please be sure to check them out and let them know that I sent you, because again, like, not every place does stuff like this, and at an affordable and decent price, you know, at that. So that's a big plus for me in my book. Anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you dug it or found it informative in any way. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, because I will be coming back with more videos as always. And with all that being said, big shout out to Project Retro Games and the team over there for doing all this stuff and putting this stuff out, and for just including some little extras in there for me. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you next time.